Every parenting resource ever handed to you taught you to get a different response from your child. Scripts, strategies, the right words in the moment. Not one of them started with what was happening in your own body first. That's the gap. It's exactly what this video is about. You know the moment. You're introducing your child to someone new, a friend, a family member that they haven't met. They just go behind you. They tuck right in behind your leg, grab onto you, press into your side, and go quiet. Same when something startles them. A loud noise, a scary moment in a film, something unexpected. Their first instinct is to find you, to find safety with you. Something happens to you in that moment, something that runs deeper than the moment itself. Because what your child just did, without words, without thinking about it, was choose you. When the world felt uncertain, they moved toward you. Think about when they were babies, crying in the middle of the night. You arrived. Maybe it took a few minutes. However, something settled in them. They stopped. They came into this world with their nervous system looking for yours. Not long ago, I was teaching hip hop in an after school program for children. What kept them engaged was music, something they already loved. That was the connection point. And from that connection, trust followed. There were two kids in the program that trusted me enough to allow them to perform on stage. I didn't force them, I didn't push them. I was an instructor they had just met, they'd never performed with. I opened the door for them and they walked through. They performed in front of everyone because the connection was real and they felt safe about it. One of their fathers shook my hand after and said, "Thank you, Alex, she's never done that before." Those kids and I had one thing in common: music. That was the entire foundation. Your children love and trust you to protect them. That is something no other person can have over your child. No instructor, no teacher, no friend. That position belongs to you and only you. The question this video is asking is, what do you do with it? Here's what took me a long time to actually see clearly. The trust your child has for you right now is real. And it's not a guarantee that holds forever just because the love is real. Think about the last person you had to set a boundary with, or cut out of your life completely. Maybe somebody that told you, "But we're family. Family sticks together." Who has heard that from someone who was the very reason you needed the boundary in the first place? Sometimes you can only love someone from a distance, because your nervous system has already deemed them unsafe, regardless of whether they're family. Your child's nervous system isn't keeping score the way we think about it. It's building a map, a picture of what tends to happen around you and around them, whether this relationship feels like a place where it can relax or somewhere where it needs to stay alert. And the map gets drawn in the ordinary moments as well, the stuff that doesn't feel like it matters, the small stuff, the tiny withdrawals and the tiny deposits, the times you stayed present and the times you didn't. Think of it like a line of credit. Every deposit builds it. Every withdrawal draws it down. But if you're running a deficit long enough, if the withdrawals keep coming faster than the deposits, you don't just run low. At some point, the damage is done. Not because one thing happened, because the accumulation did, and the child stops caring about how many deposits come after. The picture has already been built. You can't grand gesture your way back from a nervous system that's already learned not to expect safety from you. Their nervous system, since the day they were born, had already deemed you safe, as trustworthy, as somewhere to return when the world felt unsafe, until it's been built not to. I know what it's like to be on the other side of that, to be the child whose nervous system had already built a different map. My mom and I had a relationship that was emotionally vacuous for most of my childhood. Her emotional weight landed on me long before I had any capacity to hold it. I never had anywhere to put my own life, my accomplishments, what I wanted, what hurt me. So I functioned the way she functioned, as something that kept things running, not as a person who was allowed to need anything. Somewhere early, not a decision, nothing dramatic, my body just stopped moving toward her, went quiet, went small, went somewhere else. The map said, "Don't go there." My nervous system was always tracking how the people around me felt. Even something as small as walking past someone. There was this pull to acknowledge them, to read the temperature of the room, to make sure I hadn't missed something. I didn't understand this about myself until I addressed it in therapy years later. I was always scanning, always gauging, because growing up, that scanning was how I felt safe. And on the other side of that, if someone hurt me, or if I felt betrayed, the reaction was total. The person became an enemy. 0 to 100 with almost nothing in between. The cost wasn't just I stopped telling her things. It was that I stopped being able to find my own voice at all. I built myself around what other people needed, around what would keep the temperature from rising. When there's nowhere to put what's actually inside you, you learn to stop looking for it, and you start looking for it somewhere else. I sought out trust in other places, places that would have defined most of my early adulthood in a way parents fear their child to grow up to be, where I almost lost my life and my freedom. That's downstream. That's what the map builds towards when nobody interrupts it. Your child's nervous system is drawing that same map right now, and what it builds is downstream from you. When your child is an adult and they're going through something hard, what are they looking for in the person they call? Would you want them to call you? And what part of you would need to show up for that to actually happen? That's a question that tells you where to point your attention. Think about the last time you reacted in a way you wish you hadn't. Not the big blow up, the ordinary moment. The correction that came out harder than you meant it to. The snap over something small. There's something happening in your body right before that moment. Tightness, a heat, a pull to fix, correct, stop it, now. That's a protective instinct. The need to get it right. The need to keep them safe. Not in the obvious way, like pulling them back from the street, in the quieter way. The need to correct their behavior before it becomes something worse. But ask yourself where that instinct learned its shape. Because the way it moves through you, the speed of it, the sharpness of it, the familiarity of it, that likely came from somewhere. Possibly the same way you were corrected. The protective instinct is real. The love underneath is real. But ask yourself in that moment, is what I'm about to do a deposit into that map or a withdrawal? The reason I want you to sit with that question is because the answer is already in your body, before you've said a word, before your child has reacted to anything. You can feel the difference between a moment where you're moving toward them and a moment where something old is moving through you. That's the body signal this video started with. That's a gap nobody taught you to read. Here's something worth trying. Write down what you think is building trust with your child right now. Then ask them, not, do you trust me? That's too broad. Ask them what makes them feel safe around you, what makes them feel like they can tell you things. Then look at what they said next to what you wrote. That gap, whatever's in it, that's your next move. Your child just told you exactly what they need from you. If you want support with what comes up when you have that conversation, the Reactive Parenting Reboot is in my bio. That's a good place to start. It's built specifically for the moments before everything goes sideways. Remember, you're the thermostat. Your child is the thermometer. They can only read the temperature you're setting. Whether your child keeps moving towards you is the downstream from what their nervous system has learned to expect from yours. Presence is the upstream of parenting. Everything else is downstream from there. Your children have an innate love and trust for you until they are given reasons not to.